Hey guys, yeah, you've seen kind of my meal prep, what I did this week. I just wanted to touch a little bit on that because my last video I kind of went through why women should eat carbs, why they're important. And I noticed in there, I didn't really tell you about, like I just say carbs. I mean, the bad cookies I ate, not that they're bad, but I ate tons of them. And ice cream I ate, those are carbs too. Those are just simple carbs. They're sugar carbs, so they go into your system faster. They're not a complex carb. They're not really beneficial for your body. So those were carbs too. They just were not a good choice of carbs. I've gotten better at picking myself up after nights of where I've just kind of found excuses to eat the way that doesn't make me feel good. Like, I know when I eat sugar, I don't feel good. Most of us don't. We feel crappy the next day and cranky. But those little slips can lead to more slips and more slips and more slips. And this week, it did that for me. I seemed to come unwound, and just like wanting to snack at night and just eat bad food and crave sugar. And I knew my hormones were kind of messed up anyways, and the stress too can send women on all different sorts of food adventures, so to speak. This week was a struggle for me, but the key is to recognize when you notice yourself slipping and to pick yourself up and to start off simple. And I think we get so caught up with having to do everything right at once when we've let ourselves slip for so long. Some of us, it's been longer than others. Me, it was a week. So I kind of knew what I needed to do to pick myself up. I knew I needed to actually prep my meals and portion them out and get them ready to go, so I could get back on track. And then I don't always have to do that. I can just have my food in bulk in the fridge and measure it out while I'm at home. But this week coming, I have to do that because I let myself slip too much. And I could sense it in my mood, and in my workouts weren't as good. And I was eating a lot of the wrong type of carbs. I wasn't eating my healthy complex carbs, and I wasn't eating enough of them. So I was finding other things to fill that calorie deficiency, because I was eating so many calories and so much of my macros were on point that when you don't follow that, when you're not giving your body the amount of carbs that it needs, that were the good carbs, the starchy carbs and stuff, your body will try to make up for it somewhere else. So it'll start to crave more carbs. Like I said, when your brain is under a certain amount of grams of carbs a day, it will start craving carbs, and doesn't care what type of carbs you give it. It doesn't care if you give it the bad carbs, it just needs something. So this week was a struggle for me, just to be honest. And so I had to meal prep and get myself going again. And the reason I wanted to touch on this was because I think so many times we can get so caught up in trying to do everything at once, trying to get back to the way we were all at once. But you will never be back to the way you were, because you'll learn and you'll be better than what you were before, because you've had those slip-ups and those failures. So don't look at it as a discouraging thing. Look at it as, what can you learn from this? What have you learned about yourself through this? And how can you make it better? How can you prepare next time so that doesn't happen? And I think that's all that it is. You just learn and you grow as you learn, and you get better at food choices and at eating and knowing what is good for you and what isn't good for you. And I guess where I'm trying to go with this is, I did have it in my head, just like, those bad habits that you've created for yourself, they don't happen overnight. They happen slowly, incrementally, every day, letting one good habit go. Having one too many lattes, so stopping one too many times at Starbucks a week. It happens slowly. And all of a sudden, you've put on 5 or 10 extra pounds, and you're like, how did this happen? Where did I go wrong? And you try to, strategically think about, what meal it was that got you off track. what thing it was, and then you start cutting things out, and your body doesn't work like that. It's just starting again, and it's starting with building one good habit, one good thing. Even if it's not eating before bed, that's one thing. Just start with that for a week. Build that habit up, and then when that week comes and you've kind of built that habit, you feel like you've got a good handle on it, then the following week, don't go to Starbucks every day and get a coffee. Or if you go to Starbucks every day and get a coffee, don't get a cookie with it. Like, it's just small changes. And the more you learn to say no and to build up and say yes to the good things, the stronger you will get at it. And I'm totally speaking from experience, because I've gotten in the habit of going to Starbucks one too many times, and yeah, you start to feel sluggish and you start to feel gross, and then your body starts craving those types of sugars too, because sugar, the more sugar you have, the more sugar your body craves. It's like an addict. And so the more sugary things that you're having, the more sugary things you'll crave. So like, let's say it starts off with a small habit of going to Starbucks every day. You're feeling good about yourself. Oh yeah, I deserve a Starbucks. And then the next day going, oh, I just need a Starbucks. I'll work it off, or it'll be fine. And then from that Starbucks, the next day, the next Starbucks. And then your body starts craving more, and then you start going to 2 Starbucks a day, or you start eating before bed because your body's craving that sugar. So just to recognize those things that make you slip. That is the key, to recognize them and to know that and to be okay with that. I really don't like when people say, or I hear women say, I need to keep this in the house so I don't crave it. You just set yourself up for failure. If you're a type of person that once you start on something, you binge on it, get it out of your house. It's like it'd be like a drug addict keeping drugs in their house. If it's around, I won't do it. No. If you have a food problem and once you start, you can't stop, do not have that food in your house. Have all the healthy foods in your house ready to eat. And so that's like when I showed you my eating and my fridge and just how I have things prepared. It may not be organized and perfect, but I had my veggies prepared to eat. I have all of those healthy proteins ready to eat, all the healthy carbs ready to eat. I may not cut up fresh veggies because they go bad super fast. I'll cook them and have them prepped out. I have freezer vegetables that are like cooked, that are bagged right from fresh, so I'll heat those up and eat those. I have protein shakes ready to go. I have rice cakes. I have peanut butter. I have nuts. I keep nuts on my counter. I keep a basket of fruit on my counter, and I keep bananas, avocados, apples, oranges. I keep all those things there so I see them, because the more you see healthy things, the more you crave healthy things. The more you see crap food, the more you'll eat it. So I knew that what my eyes seen all the time, I would want. So I knew I had to have that stuff in front of me all the time to remind me of what I needed to eat. And when you do that, you set yourself up for success or failure. Oh gosh, let's hope not. If I could just give you ladies one piece of advice, something that I have learned, and like I said, you guys will notice I'm really faith-based. I really love God, and I just, everything good that's ever came into my life, and every piece of wisdom I've ever have has came from Him. So whatever I have on my heart to share, I will say it. And I just heard Him one day say to me when I was on this carb journey. I call it a carb journey because this is something I struggle with food, with my relationship with food. And I just heard Him say to me, just forget what you think you know. Forget what you think you know. And that was huge to me. That made all the difference, because we hear so much. Sorry guys, my lips are dry, chapped. We hear so much in the media, and we hear so much on social media, and we hear so much, we read so much, and there's all these different diets, and there's all these different ways of eating that we try to implement all of them together. And so when it comes to getting back balance for ourselves, it's really hard, because we have heard all of these rules and these things that we actually start to believe. When I heard, when I struggled with this, Same thing, you know. I did the keto diet one time. That's like the Atkins diet. It's fats and proteins. And what that essentially does is it puts your body, once your body is not getting carbs, once your body's starved of carbs, it goes into a thing called ketosis. And that's when your body starts using fat as energy. It's totally not good, but I did it because I was competing, and that was the first time I competed too. So very unhealthy. My mindset was really unhealthy at the end of it. But yeah, so it puts your it puts your body into ketosis, and your body starts using fats and proteins as energy, as burning it off. And what happens when it does that is it actually burns your muscle away as well, not just fat. You actually start losing muscle. And so I had these beliefs in my head that carbs were not good for you because, you know, I heard, okay, carbs holds water, so I don't want to eat carbs because then I'm going to hold lots of water. And who doesn't like to hold water? Like us women, when we get our periods, that's enough water to be held. We gain like 5 to 10 pounds. Like, who wants that? Nobody does. So you try everything in your will to control it with things. But what I have learned is every time you try to control something, it becomes a crutch, and it actually is the thing that controls you. So I had to forget what I thought I knew, and I had to start fresh, and I had to start on a clean slate, and I had to look at the facts. I had to read the facts, and I had to read the scientific research, the facts that what works for your body, and I had to have role models that I looked up to that had healthy beliefs and healthy eating lifestyles, healthy lifestyles, and the same type of beliefs because I was looking to the wrong things and it was sending me in the wrong direction. So I hope that little piece of advice can work for you when it comes to starting this journey. Forget what you think you know. You have to have a clean slate when doing something like this, and you have to trust the process, and you have to trust your body. I do meal plans, I do fitness, workouts, I do workout programs, I do nutrition coaching, long distance, in town, doesn't matter. So if this is something you need help with your macros, with getting on an eating, healthy eating routine again, you can message me. My email will be below. I'm on Facebook. You can message me there and we can figure something out for you. But it's something that I've had practice in. I know works 100%, even when I have fallen off track. And it does happen. We're human. It's going to happen. It's just how fast you can pick yourself back up. That's part of being resilient. Successful people have this thing called resilience. And resilience isn't not failing. It's about failing, but knowing that those failures don't define you and not to stay there, to come back up, how quick you can bounce back. And guys, reading books really helps too, just to put it out there. I've really started doing more personal development, and even if it doesn't relate to food, it helps grow you as a person. And it comes down to how bad do you want to change your life? How unhappy are you? What changes are you going to make? And building those healthy habits and taking those steps. That's really what it comes down to. How bad you want it. Some of us want to sulk and complain about our weight, our health, our look, our life, our lack of money, our lack of discipline, but it really comes down to one person. It comes down to yourself, and it comes down to looking internally and saying, what do I need to change? Because you're not going to be able to change your circumstances. You're going to have to change yourself before your circumstances will change. So hope you enjoyed this. Have a good week, guys, and if you have any questions, message me. And I look forward to doing more videos for you guys. Bye.